Hi, everybody. My name is David Haig. I am a P.A.X.A co-founder with Tanya, my wife, and I'm here to provide an introduction to the P.A.X.A warrior. A P.A.X.A warrior is someone who publicly stands up and fights against the institutional complicity that protects the well-being of predators over that of innocent children. Our P.A.X.A warrior this evening joins the parents of Protect CPS, last year's honorees, who joined together to advocate for a child who was groomed and sexually abused by a Chicago public school teacher. A P.A.X.A warrior has to overcome heavy emotions, including shame, guilt, pain, and sometimes love and hatred. Our 2020 P.A.X.A warrior is Tim Lennon, the president of SNAP, the survivor network of those abused by priests. SNAP is a critical organization that is working diligently to make sure that the Catholic Church atones for its sins, for its years of covering up the abuse carried out by predator priests, for its callous policies of sweeping child sex abuse complaints under the rug, and for worrying more about the reputation of the Church than the safety of its children, who are its most vulnerable members. We are proud to have Tim here to share a few words and to encourage all of us to be more P.A.X.A warrior-like. Following Tim's example, we encourage everyone to stand up, to fight against institutional complicity, whether it's at a school, a church, a camp, a sports league, or any other institution for that matter. It takes guts to fight for children. It takes guts to overcome the commonly held groupthink that this sort of thing doesn't happen around here. It takes guts to say, this happened in our community, this happened in my family, or this happened to me. And now I give you Tim Lennon, president of SNAP.
Thank you, David. And thank you, Parents Against Child Sex Abuse, for your advocacy in making the community safer and our children safer. And I want to thank the many people that are participating in this fundraising event. It's important to support these organizations, to support P.A.X.A in its effort to make our community safer. And so I'm very pleased to join you here. We live in historic times. Our communities are changing. Our children are safer now than that they ever been in history. Discussion of sexual abuse is no longer a hidden topic. I believe that there's a sea change everywhere with an increased awareness of sexual abuse. This awareness in turn has promoted and prompted vigorous public policy, activism, and advocacy. Tanya presented some statistics earlier. My statistics are a little different, but there's within the same range of being outrageous and devastating. The statistics that I've counted on is 1 out of 4 girls, 1 out of 6 boys are sexually abused before the age of 18. Most victims of child sex abuse never come forward. Child USA says that the average age of a victim of child abuse coming forward is age 52. I grew up in an Irish Catholic neighborhood. I went to a Catholic elementary school. I was an altar boy. I was sexually molested for months and violently raped when I was 12 years old. The priest was a family friend. And again, it connects to most predators know the victims, or most victims know the predators. Some of the memories surfaced when I was 43. I have twin daughters. When they turned 12, it evoked memories of the violent rape of when I was 12. These memories emerged when I was 63. At this time, it prompted me to begin work with SNAP as an advocate and as a local leader of SNAP, hosting support groups and talking to survivors. I also did survivor support for the website, and over 6 or 7 years spoke to thousands of victims of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church. I'm now the president of the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests. We're an international organization with about 30,000 survivors and supporters within our network. We're in 6 different countries other than the United States. We were founded in 1988. My work with SNAP, my work as an advocate, and an advocate brings great reward. When I was 12 years old, I froze. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Now I can fight back. SNAP's mission is to support those harmed by sexual abuse, hold predators accountable, and prevent further abuse. SNAP emerged from the Catholic community, but since that time, we've expanded and included and embraced all the faiths and religions, Baptists, Mennonites, Mormons, Jehovah's, Lutherans, the whole range of religious institutions. We are strong advocates. We believe in holding predators accountable, and we also believe that we as advocates need to hold the institutions accountable. The predator that raped and abused me was a known predator. He was caught in 3 different parishes previous to coming to my parish in Sioux City, Iowa, at my elementary school. The bishop knew of the abuse and hid the abuse from the community and evaded any kind of accountability for this sexual predator. And when I went public in 2016, 15 of my classmates also came forward. So the church and the bishops saw protecting the reputation, prestige, authority of the church more important than the safety of the children and the community. In 2018, the Pennsylvania grand jury presented a report about the sexual abuse of 1,000 victims and 300 predators. What it demonstrated was there was a continual pattern of all the bishops to cover up. And what we find out is what happened in Pennsylvania happened in every parish and every diocese in the United States. And we have seen from statistics from over a dozen grand juries, state investigations, and civil lawsuits that the typical percent of abusers accused of abuse, sexual abuse, is 8 to 10%. So following the Pennsylvania grand jury, SNAP called for a grand jury or state investigations in every state. And as of today, there's 25 states that are investigating the church. We continue to advocate for increased of number of states to investigate. We also advocate for changing the laws around statute of limitations. And statute of limitations means if you're 25 years old in some states, you're too old to report abuse. And as I mentioned before, if the average age is 52, it automatically eliminates justice for survivors, and it allows predators to continue to be predators. So we have worked with other organizations in reforming statute of limitations, and major reforms have been made in over 30 states in just the last couple of years. And we need to be clear that predators, sexual predators, seek out those jobs, positions, careers that give them access to children and the vulnerable. We can see similar attacks in the church, the Boy Scouts, schools, sports teams, all those kinds of organizations that give them access and gives them authority to sexually abuse. But to conclude, the most crucial element in this whole thing, as a parent, I have twins that are now 22 and who are incredibly supportive of me. The most crucial element of protecting our children is the love, connection, and support we give our children. We need to create an environment where they know that they are believed, that we need to build that trust and support. We need to let them know that they are safe. If you see dangers or warning signs, engage with them in a supportive way. Let them share their story without pressure. I thank you again for the opportunity to present here. your presence in this fundraiser is an important to support an organization that is going to make our children safer and our community safer. The movement to create a safe environment for our children continues, and we've made great steps, but we have not yet won. So work needs to be done. And I thank you again for my opportunity to say a few words.